Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Christopher with Plan Your Truth, and in today's video I'm doing a sort of goals and planner lineup reset. So I want to talk to you a little bit about what that process looked like for me. We'll go through what my planner lineup is and maybe even start to kind of set up or play with those planners a little bit. I know, at least from talking to a lot of my Patreon community, a lot of people are kind of in a little bit of a lull right now with planning. And I'm really hoping that, this video and the start of the second half of the year can kind of excite us and get us back into our planners. So I thought I would share some of that journey here with you, and then we'll talk about my new planner lineup and reset my whole Kanban board and all of the things. So if you're interested in that and maybe a little bit of extra ideas or accountability in terms of goal setting and planner lineups, then stay tuned for this video. So I already have done a really great Zoom session with my Patreon members. If you're interested, my Patreon's always linked down below, and I recorded that session. So even if you join the $5 tier, you will have access to that recording. And it was really great to walk everybody through thinking about goals. So as you're doing a reset, step one is really reflection. And so that's what a lot of this Patreon Zoom was about. We reflected on the first half of the year. What goals went well for us? Like, what are we proud of ourselves for? What did not go well? So these are the questions that I ask myself anytime I do a reset. I used to do them monthly, and I want to get back into that because I think it's a really important tool to kind of reset. Your life changes, so it's time to reset and put some more excitement into goals and planners. At least for me, that's where I'm at. I'm excited to refresh and reset. So after you're done reflecting, which I did I just used like a note paper in my classic happy planner, and I pulled out my 2024 goals and basically said, how are we doing? Are we halfway through? Are we not halfway through? And then you have some decisions to make. So for example, one of the goals that I set for myself was to read 12 books and practice regular self-care. So we're halfway through the year. Did I read 6 books? Because that would be the math to get to the halfway point. Have I read 6 books? No. How many have I read? So I have a decision to make. Am I keeping this goal as is? Do I still want to try and read, 2 books a month here moving forward? Am I going to change it to maybe be 6 books for the year? Or do I cut it down to make it more realistic? Or do I cut the goal altogether? And so that is kind of what I did for each of my goals. Where am I at? Is it still something that's important to me? And if so, what do I want the new goal to be? I'm modifying these, okay? Christopher from the end of December is very different from the Christopher at the end of June. So we're tweaking these a little bit. Most of them are still really important to me, so I'm kind of still holding true. So for example, one of them is to establish a financial routine to help budget and save money. That is still important to me. It just looks a little bit different. So I thought budgeting had to be with a paper and pen and, budgeting your life away and tracking every day or every week. And that is probably a good routine to get into, but this is not the season of life for that for me. I have a lot going on, which we'll talk about when I reset my Kanban board. I have a big project I'm working on and some things that are taking up a lot of my time. And so I need to be realistic, and I encourage you to do the same. This is a part of goal setting that I used to not do. I used to just set goals for anything that I could possibly imagine myself doing. But you need to be realistic. You need to decide, do I have the time to commit to all of these goals? And maybe just be realistic about how many you can actually achieve or make good progress in. So anyway, let's talk about what my quarterly, because I'm thinking of this in terms of quarter 3. So from July, all of August, and all of September. That's kind of the time frame I'm looking in. So let's talk about what my priorities are for quarter 3. So what I've decided to do, I already have pre-made some Post-its. And since this, when I looked at being realistic for the quarter, I have a big project that is hopefully happening at the end of this quarter or the beginning of the next quarter. I'm going to be a little bit cryptic because I can't go into details yet. Hopefully very soon I'll be able to share more. But because of that, I cannot commit to working on like 8 or 9 big goals right now because that's taking a lot of my time. So I'm going to have way less sticky notes, and I'm really actually excited about that. You'll see I did not do super well with keeping up to date with this Kanban board this past quarter. And one of the reasons is I have so many sticky notes up there, it kind of overwhelmed me. So if you're new to a Kanban board setup, or if you haven't watched any of my other goals videos from the beginning of the year, I learned this process from Sarah Cannon. Her channel is called Heart Breathings, and I love her goal setting system. So that's what I kind of utilize a lot of. The top section is for all the things I want to do this quarter. The middle section is everything that I'm working on, like in that week or in that day. And then the bottom section are things that are done. So basically, as you do things, they move down the list. And the hope is that at the end of the quarter, most of your items are on this bottom area here. I just kind of didn't use it this quarter. I did do some of those things, but I don't know, I was overwhelmed every time I looked at it, and I just didn't keep up with it. So I think that this could be helpful for me. I have less items that I'm gonna put up on the board, which we'll do in a couple minutes here. We'll actually take all of that down and put these new goals up, which I'm excited to like have a fresh start and see if this works better for me. So my quarterly focuses. I have 3 goals or 3 categories of goals or projects that I like to break it down in. So the first one is always my travel agent stuff. So I want to continue booking new clients. I kind of have had a little bit of a stall on that the last month. I haven't booked as many new people as I would like, just because I've been focused on other things. But this is really the way that I will grow my business. So if you're new to my channel, I am a travel agent. I focus in Disney, Universal, and cruises. So that's what I'm talking about with this goal. So that is the first main thing, a number of people that I would like to book throughout the quarter, and just kind of continuing to advertise my stuff and things like that. I also have started a newsletter, a monthly newsletter, and it'll be at least once a month. I'll send like a monthly newsletter, but then as new promotions drop or new things are happening in the Disney or Universal or travel community, I will send out a quick email as well. So I do have a link down below if you're interested in joining that newsletter, if you want to hear about all those fun things coming. So those are really the only projects that I have for, this is a mess, for goal number 1. I'm like trying to line up my hand. Goal number 1, bookings and the email newsletters and like advertising my agency. Goal number 2 is social media. So that will be all of my Patreon content and connecting with my Patreon community. That will be YouTube videos. I'm doing 2 videos a week right now, and I'm just trying to be consistent. And then also Instagram and TikTok. Anyone else out there that does social media, holy blah, blah, blah. It is a mess out there, I feel like, right now. I have not grown too much. It's kind of like a little bit of a plateau for a while now. And I know a lot of people feel this way. And it's not just about the number. It really is not. It's about the connections in the community. But as somebody that's trying to grow a business, you know, you do need to make sure there's some growth and some forward movement. So I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible with posting and replying to comments and really connecting and engaging with people on social media. So this is already like, even though it may sound like a lot, and it is, this is a lot of commitments, that's it. In previous, if you watch any other quarterly resets or monthly resets, I usually have a lot more in terms of, you know, projects I'm working on or, you know, different things. Like, for example, up here, I have edit Amazon storefront. I have row Caribbean training. I have make a dining form in Travel Joy and work on the back end of travel agent stuff. While all of that is important, and it still is important, I am realistic this quarter with how much I can actually accomplish. Because goal number 3, the light blue color, which again, I'm not going to talk too much about in this video. You'll hear about it hopefully in the next month or two, but that's going to take a lot of my quarter. So I can tell you some of the things that I'm working on within that goal. I need to save some money in order to accomplish this goal. So I have a couple Post-it notes about saving money. And then I also need to do a full de-stash and get rid of a bunch of stuff in my life. That will be planner supplies. I need to go through and get rid of a ton of planner stuff. I want to go through my clothes and just kind of, I'm ready to start fresh with a lot of things, okay? So I want to just get rid of stuff, whether it be donate it or throw some of it out because it's probably trash, or for some of it, maybe I'll try and sell if there's some big items. The planner supplies, I'm going to do a huge de-stash at some point this quarter with my Patreon community. And so I don't charge them anything. It's kind of a perk of being in the community. They just pay for shipping. So if you are interested in paying like $15 or $20 and getting a huge box of planner goodies and sticker books and planners and notebooks, again, that Patreon community is linked down below. Because it will be a perk for them. And then if I have extra stuff left over, I will probably donate it, or I don't know. Maybe I'll put it on Facebook Marketplace and say, someone just come pick up this big bin of planners. Gotta get it out of my house. So that's what I'm able to talk about in terms of goal number 3. So that's how I've broken it down for myself. If you are in a place of feeling overwhelmed or want to, reset your goals, the steps that I walked my Patreon members through is reflecting on, actually, let me pull that list out. I think I have it right here. So we reflected. I'm not going to go into details because it's reserved for the Patreon people, but hopefully this can kind of give you a little bit of a jump start. Reflect on what's gone well, what hasn't gone well, where you're at. Are you halfway through your goals at this point? Are you not? Then you want to filter all these ideas that you have through your dream life. This is something I learned from Sarah Cannon, and I love it. So for example, my goal was read 12 books. I want to put that through the filter of, will that goal get me closer to my dream life or to the life that I want to live? Whether that's in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, whatever. Will that get me closer to my end goal, if you want to put it that way? And to be honest, it doesn't. So I'm not going to stress out about that goal anymore. We're just crossing her off so she does not give any more brain space. No, we're done with her. So filtering it through that, figuring out what goals will get you closer to where you want to be in life. And then we talked a lot about breaking it down and making it really realistic for what time you have this quarter or month or whatever you're working on, just being realistic and breaking the items down into really small, manageable tasks. So if your goal is to save $5,000, how small can you break that down? Can you put away $50 at a time? Great, then let's break it down into $50 increments. Can you just break down into $5 or $10 increments? Is that all you could put away at a time? Then break it down into $5 and $10 increments. I always like to do it, like break it down into sizes that you can do in one sitting, whether it takes 5 minutes, whether it takes 30 minutes, whether it takes 2 hours, whatever that means to you. And then the final step of the process is talking about planner lineups. If you are in the planner community, because I know I have some people following from, Disney or travel areas now, planner lineups are such a magical thing. It's time to look at your stash and figure out what you want to use, what planners you want to use, how you want to use them, and make them all set up perfectly for your life. So that will be the second half of this video. I'm so excited to dive into that and to talk to you about what I am using. But first, I want to reset this. So let me take you on that journey. Actually, we'll just make it really easy. Let's do a cool transition. Here we go. In the next second, you'll see this all brand new and ready to go. We did it! It is all sparkly and new. And I love how clean it looks. It's not like some of the sticky notes are not uniform or they're kind of crooked or whatever. That's fine. That's fine. But what I love is that they're just as white space. Like before, I crammed as many sticky notes as I could up here. So it feels like, okay, you know what? There's not that much I have to do. Even though in theory, there's a lot I have to do, because a lot of these sticky notes, basically what I did is instead of having each YouTube video be its own sticky note, I put like all the YouTube videos for the month on one sticky note, just to kind of give a new perspective on the Kanban board. While I like the idea of each time I do something to move something down and feel like I'm making progress, some of the things like I'm gonna do no matter what, like Patreon, those tasks don't all need to be separate Post-it notes. I've committed to doing them, I'm doing them. So the whole month is on one sticky note. When the month is over, I can move it down. And it just, I don't know, it just gives me the illusion that I don't have as much to do and I'm not as stressed out. So anyway, that part of the reset is done. I know what goals I need to work on. So now planner lineups should tie in with this. If you have a goal to save $5,000, you better have a place to track that in your planner. If you have a goal to lose 50 pounds, do you have a wellness planner, a fitness planner? Are you tracking that in your catch-all? Your planner lineup does have something to do with your goals. So for me, my biggest goals are social media and travel agent related, and then for this new project that I'm working on. So therefore, I better have a social media planner, and I better have some areas to track. Oh, no, it's this one. Some areas to track this special project that I'm working on. So let's talk about my planner lineup for the second half of the year. All right, let's talk through my planner lineup. I think I've decided in this video, I'm just gonna kind of talk about what I'm using, and then I will do a separate video if there's like a setup process involved, because I'm still figuring it out. I may not have too much of a setup, but let me talk about what I'm using. And then if you're interested in more videos, like putting these together and actually seeing how I'm using them, make sure to hit that subscribe button, because that will be coming at a later time. So let's dive in. So let's actually start with this notepad. So this is from Plan with Lakin. I love this notepad. This is actually the it's like a digital version because I ran out of the notepad itself. But you can buy it from her shop, the digital or an actual notepad. And I just ran out of these. I'm actually going to purchase, I think, a new notepad because I prefer it. I just like time blocking at the beginning of the week to see what my week is going to look like. My work schedule right now varies from week to week. So I like to have a time block of like, I'm working 11 to 7, 9 to 5, 9 to 3, like whatever my work schedule is, I like to see it. And then I try and fit in, you know, when I'm working on videos, when I'm working on travel agent stuff. So this is always when I do like a weekly reset, which I will try and do one of those videos coming up here. This is the first thing I do, is to figure out what my week looks like. I like that it's undated and I can do whatever I want with it. So this is absolutely a part of my planner lineup. But it's not my catch-all. I just use this at the beginning of the week to see what we're working with. And then I usually like tape it onto my wall or something like that so I can just look at it throughout the week. But I don't edit it too much. In terms of a catch-all, I have decided to try this beautiful Erin Condren. Now, a planner lineup is not the Bible, if you will. Like, you are able to change it up, absolutely. So this is what I'm using starting July 1st, but I'll keep you guys updated if I end up changing things at all. So this Erin Condren, I know I've done a video flipping through it. It's an A5 size, so to compare it to, paper's flying everywhere. To compare it to a classic Happy Planner, it's a little bit smaller. It's very similar to an A5, or I'm sorry, a half letter size. A5 and half letter are very similar. So this is gonna be my catch-all planner. So it's a compact vertical. I just really, I love this design. I think it's stunning. But B, I really like this layout. So still kind of figuring out how I want to use this. It could be a section for each month, and then maybe I put like birthdays and anniversaries and special holidays because I'm kind of bad at that. I think that's what I'm leaning towards. You also could do like different goals and projects. So lots of ways to use that. It starts with July. This, again, is just going to be my catch-all planner. So it's just going to be things that I have going on throughout the month. If I have appointments, if I have, you know, just things like that. I also could use this for the special holidays and birthdays and things like that. You also have a weekly dashboard page. Still don't know how I'm going to use this. If you guys use an Erin Condren, because I haven't for a very long time. Let me know if you have ideas for this. I'm thinking it would be a good page for goal stuff that's not related to social media, because that's going to be a separate planner, and just like a monthly overview, if you will. And then this is why I love this planner. Look at this layout. I think that this is going to be really good just for like a to-do list every day, you know? I like to literally do dot markers and just have a to-do list for every day. I can come here, and right now I'm just using like brain dump on note paper for my daily to-do list. So I think that that is what I want to use this for, and it's going to work out really nicely for me. I don't plan to use too many stickers in this one. I think it'll just be kind of paper to pen, which is why I don't mind that there's so much color. But if I decide I want to start using stickers, like I could very easily either match this color and do like a yellow and blue spread this week, or I could white it out or put washi tape over the color. So that is what I plan to use this one for. I'm excited to kind of get into this and set it up. So I will, like I said, do a separate video setting up my planners, but I want to find some unique ways, because there's like some note pages at the back here. So I could set up like trackers or different things. So I'm going to do some research and figure out what I can do on those note pages. And then at the back of the planner, we have some stickers and stuff too. So this is my catch-all. Next up, this is going to be, I'm going to Franken-plan a massive, this is going to be all things Plan Your Truth and all things my business. So social media, travel agent stuff, income tracking, everything like that will live in this planner. I like the idea of it being separate from my catch-all. I like having one planner that is just all things Plan Your Truth, and then I can close this at the end of the day or whatever and turn off my business mind. I'm hoping, because I'm really bad at that right now. I do Plan Your Truth stuff 24/7 right now. So what I have decided to use as the base is going to be a teacher layout. I think this could work really well for me. So basically I'm going to cover this up and put the days of the week at the top. So this will be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday through Sunday over here. And then I'm going to relabel each of these for a different area of my business. So YouTube, Instagram and TikTok type content, Patreon can have its own, travel agent stuff can have its own. And then I'm thinking one will be for collaborations or other business stuff like that. So I'm really excited to figure out how this layout works for me and set it up. And I think on this one, I will use stickers. Maybe not a ton, but it's such a neutral layout that I love the idea of using stickers for this. I'm going to be doing some Franken planning and adding some things into this. When I do that video of setting it up, I'll show you all the different pieces, but I know for sure I'm going to incorporate monthly sheets from Catchall Planner into the situation. I love having 1 month, like the whole month on one sheet, basically. So I love that idea of being, just being able to kind of pre-plan even before I put it onto this calendar, because this calendar I kind of want to be like, this is my monthly social media plan. So if I have marketing campaigns I'm doing for travel agent stuff or trying to do a push for Patreon, like kind of big picture marketing. And then on these, I can just kind of be sloppy, like this is my YouTube schedule for the month, and kind of begin to map stuff out. I'll probably add more note pages and some different things for my travel agent business in here as well, or like income tracking sheets. So this will be one big business social media Franken planner. The last thing, oh, and I'll probably also have a section in here for that project that I'm not fully talking about right now. I'll probably add just like some note paper to track things for that. Going back to what are my goals and making sure I have a spot in for each of those goals somewhere in my planner. The last goal that I have is about my morning routine. And so one thing that I want to start to get back into is journaling, or what I do really is manifesting. So I've been using this beautiful Archer and Olive. Just kind of wanted to do a quick, to show you how I've used it a little bit. I just use a couple stickers, some washi tape, and I just use basically one sheet every morning to write I am statements and manifest things that I want into my life. I really like this practice. I also sometimes will decide to just kind of journal or doodle or whatever. I really like having this just total blank canvas to do whatever I want with. So I'm going to continue to utilize this as well. The only other thing that I have is I have this monthly pocket planner from Erin Condren. It literally is just month, and then note paper at the back. So this is going to tie in to that special project that I'm working on. Once it is completed, I have a good use for this situation. So I wanted to just mention it, that I am still planning to use this. I just may not start to use it until that project is complete. So maybe come September or October, and then this will have a purpose at that time. It's going to tie in to do with content creation and kind of mapping out my filming schedule and what days I need to be where and etc. So this will be utilized, just probably not right at the beginning. So that is my July 2024 planner lineup. I'm really excited to watch some other people's videos as well to see, how other people plan to use their different planners and things. I can't forget about this hourly notepad. It's one of my favorite things. So here is basically everything I plan to use. I am really trying to pare it down and keep it simple so that I stick with it. So if you guys are having difficulties or trying to figure out your goals or your planner lineups, comment down below, send me a message. I would love to help. I love talking about this stuff, and this is the stuff we focus on in my Patreon community because it just, I don't know, it brings me so much joy to see it click for other people like it did for me when I was being taught by Sarah Cannon. I love that feeling. I love seeing people accomplish their dreams. So I love to help with that kind of stuff. So anyway, that is all for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button. If you want to see more of my videos, you can hit that subscribe button. And remember to plan your truth so that you can live your truth. Thanks so much.